Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the monthly meeting of the Arts and Culture Commission. Today's date is April 15th. I will be your host, Chairperson Armand Kevanyan. Can we have roll call, please?
Commissioners Deaver? Here. Chair Hovhanessian?
Here.
Lee?
Here.
Wagner?
Present.
Chairperson Kevanyan.
Here.
The agenda for the April 15th meeting was posted on the bulletin board outside City Hall on April 9th, 2010. Item 2, consent items. At 2A, approval of regular commission meeting minutes from March 18th, 2010 at 2 p.m.
Move approval of the minutes. And seconded.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioners Deaver?
Yes.
Chair Hovhanessian?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Wagner?
Yes.
Chairperson Kevanyan.
Yes.
Item 3, introductions and presentations. At 3A, Art from the Ashes, an art exhibition for the benefit of Deukmejian Wilderness Park. Presentation by Mark Sturtevant of the Community Services and Parks Department.
Good afternoon, Chairman Kevanyan, members of the Commission, staff. My name is Mark Sturtevant, and it's my pleasure not only to be here as a employee of the city and a representative of the Community Services and Parks Department, but also as a board member of the newly formed Glendale Parks and Open Space Foundation. And it's my privilege to introduce two people to you who are going to talk not only about the foundation, but a very exciting new arts event that will be coming up here in Glendale. And those two are Dottie Sharkey, who is the president of the Parks Foundation, and Joy Foyer, who is the founder of the local nonprofit Art from the Ashes. So without further ado, I will ask Dottie to come up and begin the presentation.
Thank you, and thank you for allowing us to speak today. As he said, I'm Dottie Sharkey, and we're a newly created foundation, Glendale Parks and Open Space Foundation. We became a 501c last year, right in December, and started getting together. Our sole purpose is financial support to the parks in our community, and keep them safe, well-maintained. I don't know whether you're aware that the Parks Department is now Community Services, so we have all kinds of programs for youth and adults, but we're really excited about our very first major event. It came from, unfortunately, Deukmejian Wilderness Park. We lost 700 acres of parkland in the station fire in August. And, it was one of my favorite parks and one of my favorite places to go. So that's why I'm really excited to be here today to let you know about our very first fundraiser that has to do with the arts. It's an art show. It's going to be held from June 19th through July 24th. It will be held at the future home of the Museum of Neon Art on Brand Boulevard across from the Americana. And, I didn't mention our board members. I guess we showed a picture. Oh, yeah. Do you want to show the slide of? Oh, you did. Oh, they haven't come up. Oh. Yeah. We were told left click. So we had a few slides to show you, first starting out with our board. There you go. That's a few members of our board, and this is Deukmejian before the fire, and that's the oak tree, which is just everyone who goes up to Deukmejian is very familiar with the oak tree. The oak tree was saved, the barn was saved, and there's the fire that we lost, the 700 acres. We were able to save 9 acres. So our purpose in having our very first fundraiser is to help restore the park. Whatever we can do. The trails are gone. Everything else is gone. So I will turn it over to Joy, and she'll explain our exciting upcoming event. Thank you again for letting us speak.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thanks for taking the time today to listen to what we feel is going to be a pretty incredible arts event for the community of Glendale. A little bit about Art from the Ashes. I am the founder of Art from the Ashes. I founded the organization in 2007, And this exhibition, in conjunction with Glendale Parks and Open Space Foundation, will mark our third exhibition. What we are is we are a collective of independent artists and volunteers who create one-of-a-kind works of art from salvaged materials taken from fire site locations, and we then host a charity exhibition to benefit either a local charity or a specific area. In this case, as you heard, it will be for Deukmejian Wilderness Park. I'm passing around too, or you have in front of you, an example of sort of what we do. And this is our art catalog that we put together for an exhibition that we did this past October. And it was in Santa Barbara in conjunction with the Santa Barbara Botanic Gardens. They had quite a bit of devastation last June from the Jesucita fire. So we spent about 5-6 months gathering materials, gathering local artists of all different types of mediums. We aim to create a diverse exhibition, so we have everything from ceramics to glass, wood artists, painters, photographers, and the most interesting thing I think that we try to focus on is you're seeing some of the pictures of some of the art that's been created. What Art from the Ashes is really about, it can be sort of summarized in 4 very simple but poignant words, and it's our mantra, and that's support, inspire, create, and renew. And what that really boils down to with respect to this is, you know, the devastation of fire that happens to individuals, to landscapes, you know, people are left with just that nothing, you know, that hole of nothing in its place. So the idea is that we want to give people a creative portal, something cathartic through means of art to sort of move through this. So we try to focus on the transformation that we all go through as a community being affected, and really even literally show it in the art. So, you know, in the spirit of that, ashes are collected to become glaze to put onto pottery. Twisted metal and glass are created into sculptural works of art. So really it's up to the imagination and the challenge that each artist takes on. We're excited to go into the upcoming space, as Dottie mentioned. Here we are. And this may not look like an art space yet, but we have a lot of energy and imagination and resources, and we will end up, by June, creating a space similar to this. This is a shot taken from our very first exhibition that took place in Pasadena, California, back in 2008. So you can see the idea is to really bring people together through the arts, bring people together through a community connection. The conversations that happen over this type of art is really, really inspiring. It's because everything is crafted from an object or an element that was taken from a place and space and time that's been quite transfigured. It's got a story. Everything has a story behind it. And, you know, everybody loves stories, so it makes for some really meaningful conversations. And we have 53 artists on board for the upcoming show, a lot of local Glendale artists, and then a lot of the surrounding communities, whether it's Pasadena, La Crescenta, La Cañada, Silver Lake, Santa Monica, really just people that are willing to step up, donate their time and talent. Everything is 100% donated, and willing to work with, you know, these materials that take on a bit of their own initiative and angle. So, and that's it in a nutshell. We one last bit that we're particularly excited about. This show will be up, as Dottie said, June 19th through July 24th. So we have a little bit over a month to really make a vibrant space. As an independent artist, and I know you guys will all respect this as well, you know, so oftentimes there's an amazing exhibition, and there's a big opening reception, and then things sort of peter off, and it sits there, and hopefully people pick up a nugget in a newspaper about it, or an art blast, and they go check it out. What we really want to do for the community and for Glendale, and to make a big statement about what I've noticed and I'm really comforted by, is a dedication to really foster the next wave of the art community in this city. I'm from here, so it's particularly lovely for me to see that. And we want to create a space that is dynamic for a month. So we're going to have an artist series where we'll have artist conversation talks, a lecture series, a lot going on in that space on a continuum. So anyway, we look forward to it. I look forward to your support and comments. We're in the process right now of reaching out for sponsors to help shoulder some of the unavoidable costs. We do a lot through volunteerism, but, you know, unfortunately, the little greenbacks are required in our society still. So we look forward to this opportunity to get the word out to the community for assistance in that, and really just to hopefully encourage people to come out and be a part of a really dynamic exhibition this June. So.
Could I ask where's the location exactly?
It's on Brown Boulevard. The address is 216 between Broadway and Colorado, and it's going to be the future home of the Museum of Neon Art. So if you drove past right now, it's across from the Americana, directly across from like Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. You'll see all the neon in the window. And that's something that's exciting too. I personally love the Museum of Neon Art. The people that are a part of that organization are wonderful. And they're also very excited about the idea that this will start to sort of be branded as an art space. You know, that so when they eventually do move in, the community sort of looks at it as a destination for something creative.
To exhibit their own artwork, or if we need any kind of exhibition hall, we could use your space. Is that how it works?
Oh yeah, the space is not ours on a continuum. It's going to be the Art from the Ashes Gallery for the 19th through the 24th.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What was the address again?
216 South Brand. Yes.
It's on our
Isn't it?
thing. Yeah.
Because it says Broadway on the back. Oh, inside.
Any other questions?
What time is the opening, and do you need help apart from?
Yes, I mean, what our plan for hours of operation, we're going to have an opening reception on Saturday the 19th, 5 o'clock to 9 p.m., and then subsequently we will be open Tuesday through Sunday, noon to 6. And yes, we absolutely need volunteers. We would love to have, there's a lot, as you guys know, in putting on an event and really running a gallery. And I'm also quite fond of taking the opportunity to educate, if it's some of the youth, about, you know, working in a space like that and getting a window into working with artists and working with the community and, you know, donating some time and services to something like that. So that would be a wonderful assistance if you have resources there.
If I may add,
Yeah.
I have a check. Here. Well, it says,
Oh, my gosh.
it says tax-deductible donations in support
Wow.
of this exhibit may be made to Glendale Parks and Open Space Foundation. So, you can cross the red barrier.
Security.
Thank you so
security.
much, Joylene. That's really
Well, it's
wow.
not very much, but
But thank you for that.
Yeah, and one other thing that we can do, maybe we can help you publicize your event. So please
Absolutely.
be in touch with us. Now we're planning to launch our e-newsletter, which will be another way of publicizing your event.
would you be interested in having, say, high school art students assist you if they, in
Absolutely.
their off hours? So I'll give you
Absolutely.
a card and then.
Yeah,
See
really.
if
I
we
mean,
can work
I
with
encourage us all to, the whole point of the organization, and especially with this particular event, is to really engage the community. I want it to feel like the People's Art Show, you know.
GCC also has a volunteer program. You can contact them.
Okay.
And you could ask for the department that they process for you people who volunteer to come and work.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you. We'll do that.
Anything spreading the word?
It does, by doing that, or even having volunteers. Every volunteer that comes in brings the family and the rest, so it's
Exactly.
a nice way of being part of the thing.
And are you listed under the Glendale Arts a membership? They have a community calendar that they've launched recently.
I don't think we are as of yet. We've just in the last couple of weeks confirmed our duration, dates, and times and things like that. But we do have a proper press release and everything that we can send, or I can go on that line and get it to.
Yeah, and it's
that
just
calendar.
their website, and it's a free membership, and you can just sign up as an organization, and they're just endeavoring to connect artists and businesses and arts organizations just across the community, so anybody in the community is looking, gosh, what's happening, they can go to the calendar and find out. So that might be another opportunity for you to be able to maybe look for
Great.
volunteers and
Great.
publicize.
Thank you. Perfect.
Make sure when you have all that information, if you can forward it to Ripsame, she'll send it to us, and we can forward it to all our
Great.
constituents.
Appreciate it. And, of course, we hope to see you all there on multiple occasions. And just really appreciate sort of the extended assistance and community resource we have in this whole committee, and look forward to it. So, and feel free to contact me at any time as well.
Or me.
Dottie. Or any of us. We're all one big team.
Yeah, we are.
I just thought of scouts, too. I mean, I remember our son working on trails as part of somebody's Eagle project. They would...
Yeah.
They,
Well, Scouts are a big part of Duke Major.
yeah, exactly. That's what...
And unfortunately, the park is closed. So
They
several
have
goals here.
They have their big 100th anniversary dinner coming up.
Oh, really?
So that might be a nice chance to talk to it.
That's
A lot of
interesting.
leaders.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It might not be the right place for it, but hey.
We actually found through, and I have to remember what troupe it is, one of the artists who's a lot of her work is very organic based in general. And so she sort of did some clicking around on Google and found this report that the Boy Scouts had done, a specific troupe, about the area up at Dugmagian. And I don't know if that's why under the oak on the bench there's a dedication, but it was a wonderful listing of all of the plant life that's up there. And she forwarded on, and so now some of the other artists are looking into symbolic meanings and incorporating that into their pieces. And because we really do try to make it... each exhibition takes on a life of its own and is very site-specific, which makes it really lovely because it's never to be repeated. It's like an element in time. So, but we really want to tell people about Dugmagian Wilderness Park. We want to encourage people to go up there. We want them to get to know their plant life that's all over our hillsides and what thrives, and just really show that side of it as well. So I love the Scout idea. That would. They're already in the art show and they don't even know it.
Right,
By inspiration.
right. They need to know.
From the
Yeah.
ashes, too.
Yeah.
Which is something so tragic to happen, and how positive we are. We're excited to see the pieces. We expect, what, about, we have 53 artists.
There'll be over 100 works of art that'll run the gamut. There'll be a few more installation-type pieces. We're sort of crafting, if all goes as planned, there'll even be sort of an interactive element that people can engage in. Really trying to create a place where people want to come and be and talk to other people and spend some time. So, and I have to say, it's so poetic working with Mark and Dottie and the foundation, because everything that we're about is sort of this building something up from what looks like nothing. And they're in place to protect what we all love, our open space and our parks and all the beautiful things that we have in our community. And so it's really just perfect. It's really lovely how it came together. So,
Thank you again.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
Thanks
for
a
coming.
lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
These cards are from Germany.
Next item, please.
Item 4, oral communications.
Do we have any oral communications? I don't have any cards. Okay. Next item.
Item 5, business agenda. At 5A, action items. 5A1, discussion and approval for launching the Arts and Culture e-newsletter.
Okay. As it was stated in the report, bi-monthly e-newsletter has been created to benefit the city's arts community. We had a conversation about how important it is to communicate with the local arts community more effectively and promote artists and arts groups in our city. Staff believes the e-newsletter is a powerful marketing tool, and it will serve to that purpose. As you can see, I just printed the last final draft of the e-newsletter for today. And from the newsletter, you can see that it can serve to that purpose. It's filled with all the important information, such as upcoming events, call for artists, arts opportunities, and useful links. To explore the possibilities, staff invited Commissioner Deaver for brainstorming, and she has gracefully volunteered her time to get involved. And as you can see, the final draft of the e-newsletter is ready to be launched. Creating a new e-newsletter is a major task, and it requires knowledge of certain programs and applications, creativity, and most importantly, it requires lots of time. Staff would like to use this opportunity to thank Commissioner Deaver for all her hard work. We've been going back and forth, changing, making new changes, and uploading, downloading, collecting information. But she's the full force behind this project, and we would like to start launching the e-newsletter as soon as possible. We decided to acquire Constant Contact professional email marketing company services, which will help us not only to build our mailing list, it will also help us manage and track the delivery and receipt of the e-newsletter to determine its effectiveness. So today we would like to encourage the Commission, first of all, to get involved very actively with this newsletter, and if you have stories that you would like to share with, please let us know. And we are ready to launch this as soon as possible. We have upcoming events like the Open Studio Tour, Men's in Humanity to Men, and we would like to do it as soon as possible, not delay it anymore.
Questions, comments?
Whichever, doesn't matter.
Go right ahead, Commissioner.
Okay, I love it. So I'm hopeful that we can launch it. I guess my question is there must be a budget for paying the constant contact people, and so has that approval already been given by somebody other than us?
Services Department, they approved the budget for acquiring the newsletters, the services from Constant Contact.
What is the fee for that?
The fee is monthly $35.
Oh, that's
yes, it's affordable for this kind of powerful marketing tool in our hands. We also have 60-day free survey services that we obtained from them. We can do the surveys in our city and upcoming 2 months. And if we like the services, then we can acquire it for permanently.
Is Constant Contact being used by other departments in the city? I mean, is this a pilot for a citywide effort, or is this just our own thing?
This is our own thing. This is the Cultural Affairs' own thing. We thought it's long overdue for us to have a professional way of communicating with the artists and art groups, and this will help a lot.
So they provide us the email list? Is that, or
no?
We use our own list?
We have our own email list, but it has to be downloaded, uploaded, in their system. So every time we send out an email or e-newsletter, they will be able to track it down and see if the email address is active or it has been deleted, or if they forwarded our email to someone else. This way it will even help us to build our own mailing list. And they provide professional templates. We choose the best that fits to our project. What are the other benefits? I'm sure Commissioner Deaver will be able to give us more information.
I think the tracking piece is great. So if you have links in there to sites within the city or outside the city, you can track how many people have kind of clicked through. If folks decide that they no longer are interested in participating, they can easily have themselves removed from the list. Was it a question?
Oh, no, opt out.
Opt out, yes. And yeah, they can forward it on to others, and we can find out how many people are then signing up, because we want to be able to reach all the organizations and artists and such that are kind of on the fringe. And this Constant Contacts is pretty widely utilized by arts organizations and small businesses and things nationally. And so it's a pretty well recognized and respected organization service. Yeah, and we were able to upload our lists. If other names that you all as commissioners are aware of artists, you can forward them on to us, or people will be able to click directly through this email as it goes out to sign up, or they can contact us directly, and we can add them on into our list. And we can also subdivide. That's the other thing. Is so somebody comes in and has a particular interest in volunteering for the commission, if they have a particular interest in artist opportunities or providing funding, they actually can sign up for their particular interest, so we can then send out updates to just a portion of our overall mailing list, so that we're really catching the people that are particularly interested in a particular subject.
Presently, what we are missing is a resource directory for artists. We don't have organized files for the musicians, visual artists, art organizations, nonprofits, volunteers, arts advocates. These are all very important divisions in the arts community that has to be organized and built. And I think this constant contact and the e-newsletter will allow us to do that.
Okay, my question. Partially, I think Commissioner Wagner asked about some of the details. Now, the content, besides the mailing list and having all the group, and which is phenomenal, it's something that I really think it's nice for art and culture to have that, or the commission to be part of, or it's one of the activities of our thing. But who provides the information and who puts them together, or who sort of does the editorial part of getting things together? How does that work?
Well, that information was provided to Commissioner Deaver, and she's been the one who, I, of course, have to have all the information updated regarding the Open Studio Tour, the deadlines, or other information that I know is going to take place. My job was to give Commissioner Deaver the necessary data and the information. The welcome part of it was created by her. She's been multi-talented. We didn't know.
So the commission events and affairs and whatever happens, you update Commissioner Deaver. Then the rest of the information directly comes to the web system, and then you process them together. How does it work?
Basically, they provide you a template where you can put in the photos, you can put in all the text. So the text in here, I actually created all of it and or copied from things that Ripsame provided. And you type it into their form and use their formatting, and they have colors to choose from, and some we used photos that the city provided, and then also some comes with the package that we can utilize as well. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Well, just my concern is that it's a wonderful thing, and we need to continue definitely. Just we need to make sure that you're always appointed as well.
And that leads us to our next part.
Because otherwise, with the commissioners, if they have the same talent and they are the same know-hows, because, we all come from different walks and with different trainings, and this is excellent. So the continuation or the continuity of this, I wanted to see how that works. Is it going to be a staff later on, or just you, or how does that work?
Well, and I think one of the things, I don't speak for Ripsame, but I think that also when she was saying active involvement by the commissioners, we had talked about, for instance, maybe on every time that comes out, maybe a new commissioner might bring in some particular
Right. We'll
viewpoint
have
about the
something
arts.
to share with the community. If you have a story, let's say in May or in June, Commissioner Wagner will be the one who shares her stories with the community, and she will get ready for her piece, and that will be one way of doing it. But we will always have art events happening in our city. The information has to be provided to the person who knows how to use those programs and applications to create the newsletter. But the information, if this will answer your question.
So there is
comes
always
from the
information,
city.
ongoing information that staff
That
could
comes from the staff.
load in, and then the additional parts, a commissioner each time, if volunteers to do a part or has something to share,
That will be great.
give it in.
Right, or if there are particular ideas, like for instance, I threw in this thing I just called it the grab bag, and that's part of the discussion too. If there's things that you think are missing or that you don't like, I mean, let us know that too. I mean, this was we just sort of drafted this in our own, on our own, but these were just a couple things that I had heard about this this piece about protecting your studios, and so I kind of threw that in. So as you run across things, or
Something that will
organizations
be
that you think should be
useful for the
highlighted.
whole community, the whole artistic community. You have something to share with them. That will be the best thing to use, the newsletter.
My next question is that how does this or could this link in with Glendale Arts? Or is there any kind of
We have a
connection?
link. No, there is there is a link to all important art organizations in our city, like the Glendale Arts or Brand Library. I mean, the public library or Brand Library, Art Gallery. And other nonprofit major organizations like Americans for the Arts, Arts for LA, California Arts Council. I'm not sure about all the other ones, but these are all very important, and we would like to give the links for the artists to use it. They will be very beneficial.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you. I wanted that detail also to be discussed by the question I asked. Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Wagner?
I would suggest we add Brand Library Associates along with Brand Library Art Galleries. I'm not.
Once they go to the Brand Library,
There's a
they'll
link.
get it.
Okay.
Yes, there is a link.
I would. Are you looking for a motion to approve this project?
That is what is stated in the
I
action.
would sure be happy to make that motion. I move
I will second it.
Good.
approval for launching the Arts and Culture e-newsletter. To finish my sentence.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Great.
Any
You want to
further
take a vote?
any further discussion?
No voting?
Okay. Can we take a roll call, please?
Commissioners Deaver,
Yes.
Hovhanessian,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes.
Chairperson Kevanian.
Yes. Okay,
At
next.
5B, reports, information only. At 5B1, update on the Man's Inhumanity to Man event.
Who's
Would you
gonna,
like me to?
who's going to take this one?
Well, I can start, and then I have to go to Ripsime for the details because she has put a lot of time and effort to put a lot of work together. We have done a great job. I'm so proud of ourselves. I'm bragging about our group, but I need to, because I do believe that this time we did all the work without any money, any donations or any sponsorship. It was all dedicated work. It means that the people that we got into our committee, they linked with all the people that they know, artists and sources of information, lectures, and etc. And Ripsime was a major source into introducing a lot of good people to join our committee, and I need to thank you for that. So what we did, it was all out of scratch, and we just got together a phenomenal program. We are going to have the first night, we are going to have the night, and then Ripsime would give the details of the names and the different names, pieces of the music put together, which you have the list in front of you, I suppose. Okay, so the first night we are going to have music and poetry, but it is going to be beautiful because it's a choir is going to sing and the poetry is going to sink in. So it's going to be an interactive of choir and poetry working together. And actually one of the pieces is going to be a simultaneous of one language and the second as a backup, you know. So, and then Armand Kevanian, I need to thank him, for doing this hard work. He is the conductor. He has put together the choir from scratch. That means he has borrowed and stolen people from different organizations and art groups to get together, and he has tried to synchronize their voices and everything to make it beautiful job. And all these people have volunteered to give their dedicated time, which is phenomenal, which again later on we'll have the mention of names. So that's for the first night. And then for the second night, and then the main committee has helped us by getting into the refreshments and etc. They're going to go and get everything free for us, free of charge. So would be sponsored also, so that's taken care of. For the second night, well, everybody was part of it, but Lilith and Armina Lamana, both of them did a great job. They invited the lecturers and the performers to come and do their presentations and their readings and their interactive, what did we call that? Interactive
video abstract.
Video abstract. So, and Lily Bernard is quite well known. I checked with a lot of people in the community that she's well respected. And there was something yesterday on the news, and she was part of it. There was an art exhibition, and she was there. So, seeing what was sent to us by Elizabeth Gregorian, who is the lady who works with the Central Library, and then she does the Armenian Outreach Program. So she has a major kind of connection with the community, and she has brought a lot of information, and we go through every item. So they are going to have a wonderful presentation on modern-day slavery and women's trafficking. It is a very sad topic, but people need to know what goes on in the world. Knowledge is power. People need to know. By knowing what goes on, hopefully there would be more people who would step into this. We are so glad that this time, again, as usual, but more so, we are more interactive, we are more inclusive, and we are talking about issues and concerns of many different communities, many group of people, many cultures, and etc. who are part of this. And the idea is that in the month of remembrance, it's a major thing, because the main focus, I know it is the Armenian genocide, but just to cry about the Armenian genocide is one thing, but to have the public, their emotions tuned into the feelings of we are all one and we are part of each other and your sorrow is mine. So I suppose the events we have put together is going to be a good representation on that, and it's going to really tune up everybody to feel how we need to join each other to fix things, or if not, everybody within their power, artists with their artistic work, people who have money by donating money, as right now we saw our commissioner did, people who can organize things. And the good thing that we are going to do, we are learning better, we are becoming more professional in the field. This year, after we finish, which is after April 24th, we give ourselves off on 25th, and we decided from 26th we are going to plan for next year. Because we need time, especially if we are going to recruit people who are volunteers, who are great in this field, but yet they are willing to work. We need to really search the community and make all the connections throughout. Hopefully we'll find sponsors who could bring people from all over the world who are willing to come and participate. So that needs a lot of timing and planning. I do believe that City of Glendale and the main community would like us, again, would commission us to, again, for the Art and Culture Commission to put this program, but even if this is not going to be part of that, we would volunteer to make it as an event of the Art and Culture Commission. If that would be voiced and that would be approved, that would be great, and if not, as a community, we are going to continue this effort because it's a beautiful job. It is beautiful to have a symposium of different events happening which is related to that area. Having said that, I'll talk about all the events, and then Sripsme would give our what they were so proud of for what we have created this time. I need to start with what Central Library has put together, which is on Sunday, April 18th, from 3 to 6. They are going to have the 95th anniversary symposium on the Armenian genocide. The person who is going to do the main presenter is Dr. Richard Hovanesian. He's known throughout this community and all over the world for doing research in the area, and he's a professor at UCLA, and he is the main source of information. And he has got with him scholars and researchers and historians like Matthias, I think, Björlund, and then Wolf Gruner, and Ugur, I hope I say that, Umit Ungur. They not only talk about the Armenian genocide, they relate the Armenian genocide to events that happened around that time and after that, which was so interrelated, historically speaking. They are phenomenal, and I've asked all my family members, especially hopefully my son's new girlfriend who is non-Armenian, to come and listen to this, because this is a main source, good source for people to learn about this event.
Tell us again the time and...
It's going to be 3 to 6, I get too excited and words don't come out right, I'm sorry. 3 to 6, Central Library.
What day?
On Sunday, April 18. It is the 95th anniversary symposium on the Armenian genocide. So then on Monday, after we have heard the story, then we are going to tune up our emotions, and we'll have the evening of music and poetry. And I do believe that the city officials are going to be there, the two chairs, which is Mayor Najarian now and the ex-mayor, Councilman Quintero, and I suppose some of the city's dignitaries would be there. And our board members, I hope they'll join us, and we'll have our commissioners to be there, and we'll introduce you. So the second night, on Tuesday, there's nothing because city council is in session. On Wednesday, we have Glendale Unified School District's event, which is at Glendale High. Jolene, can you give the exact hours? I forgot. 7 to...
I was hoping you'd have that in front of you, because I think it's 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Probably 7 to about 8:30 at the Glendale High School auditorium.
Because we have put that in the web as well, because when they asked for the Glendale Unified to have our flyers in the Thursday folder, so the response was, are you going to put ours in? And we do, so we can check and have exact timing. So we have a wonderful program put together by the students of the Glendale Unified School District. So that's for that. And then on Thursday, we come back and we talk about modern-day slavery and women's trafficking. I would like to remind whoever is watching this program, this is not for a very young audience, because they read people who have suffered those heinous acts. They have written about their emotions and their feelings and what has gone through, and it is very graphic. It is something that when we were reading to check to see if it's proper, our committee members were saying sometimes we feel ashamed to call ourselves human being when we see what man can do in the opposite. I mean, we are going to the moon, we create music, we do art, and yet there are some part that sometimes we see that it needs to be worked and helped. So that would be the evening for us. And then on Friday, there's a phenomenal event put together by the City of Glendale, which is the main committee, which they are going to have great performance, wonderful presenter, Robert Papazian, I think. I forgot the first name, but Mr. Papazian is going to be. Yes. So he is going to present, and then you check the websites and check the flyers, which is sent everywhere. The details are there. But what is so phenomenal, the evening is going to end with a visual with candles, but not real candles because they're not allowed to use that. But those are little kind of flashlights. So not flashlights, but I don't know what sticks, light sticks. So it is going to be phenomenal. So come and join us and let us be part of each other and let us help each other to make this place a better world. Now, Rifsime, give us the detail of wonderful people who are in the program.
Well, let me see.
Don't give away too much.
I know.
We want to give some things to
Commissioner Derhovanesian covered everything, and I don't want to repeat her again.
I want you to tell us some pieces of music, not the name of the music, but musicians, not the pieces, but some musicians, because there's some people who love. I told some people that we are going to have from Mansourian, people were like, oh my God, I want them to have some few names would help. We won't say which
I can
pieces.
only share what it says on our flyer. Readings from Leonardo Alishan, Bertolt Brecht, Shima Kalbasi, and Maria Khachatrian. Musical selections from Tigran Mansourian, Pablo Casals, and Thomas Louis de Victoria. This is for the first night on Monday, April 19th. And at the Thursday, on April 22nd, we will have professional professors, lecturers, guest participants, Lily Bernard, Norma Ventura, Janine Utani, Taha McKinney, Zistler. One last thing that I would like to add is the parking situation. We would like the public to know that there is a free parking at the marketplace parking structure with validation.
Right the other side of Central Library.
Orange Street.
Yes.
So once they come to the event, their parking tickets will be validated. So it's a free parking for the public. If you have any questions, well, we don't want everything to be shared.
That's right,
We want
we
them
don't.
to come and see.
They will.
Want them
It
to be
just is good to
surprised.
know.
I know.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very
Touching.
definitely very touching. It's going to be very emotional. The musical pieces that I chose have been chose for specific reasons, and I mean I'm very detailed when I do things like that. So it's going to be very well tied in with the poetry. Commissioner Wagner?
I just wanted to double check that you're talking about the parking for the Friday evening or for the library events?
For the library, our events, Men's in Humanity Tonight.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
The
The other
theater
parking is at
Intervention.
the Orange, for the Friday, the 23rd
That's different.
Third.
is the Orange Street Garage.
Right.
Okay.
That's at the Alex Theater.
Yes.
Different location.
Right.
So he has promised me that I need to bring 2 boxes of tissue. When I like something very much good, it's like just I get too emotional. So he said 1 box won't be enough to bring 2. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go there with 2 tissue boxes.
It's going to be a wonderful event, and I really do owe it to all of my friends who did. Some of them in the 11th hour, to give me their time really, and I'll thank them all from the stage on the 19th. They're all young people my age, so and actually it's a very tricky time of year to ask anyone to do any kind of musical performance because everybody's doing operas. This is opera season for universities. So it's almost impossible. Yes, Commissioner Wright?
It occurred to me while you were talking about the programs that the Soroptimist, I know the group in Glendale, but I think nationally the Soroptimist focused on slavery, on trafficking, I think a year ago, or maybe it's ongoing, but I will try to contact my Soroptimist friends to show up for that.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Because don't forget, on Thursday we are going to have a Q&A, question and answer. So people who are who have been victims of these kind of situations, it will be perfect for that night.
The good part for the Thursday evening is that we have the readings from people who have firsthand experience, and then we have 2 lecturers who have researched in the area who are going to be part of the event. So it's not only the touchy-feely emotion of how this kind of things, what people go through, it is more of into the research area where and talking more in those details. So it is going to be a wonderful night. Just for Thursday, younger kids, we don't want them in the audience ahead of time. We'll have a sign in front, but we want, because parents want to involve their kids, we want them to know on this one.
Any other questions?
And just I wanted to thank our commission as well, because they gave us very short notice. Sometime I think in January, late January, and we brought it here, and everybody voted on that. Yes, let's go with that. This is. I'm very proud of all of our commissioners on this dais because they're very sensitive to a lot of issues, and there's a great kind of a camaraderie in whatever we are doing. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the
city
work.
departments- I would like to add that other city departments have been very supportive as well, such as GTV6, who's coming to videotape both events. and they've been very much in touch with the organizing committee members to make sure that the lighting, sounds, and everything will be in a proper place.
And also, you know, not only the big committee members who were also welcoming, and they let us do what we need to do, and the chairs, and Zizette Mullins, who was a dynamic force into getting things that Ripsime needed, you know, get to be printed or get to be in the graphic design part. So it was like a joint community effort of all the different parts, and it was an honor to be part of the whole thing.
Okay. Moving right along. Next item, please.
Item 6, Commission and Staff Comments.
More of us talking. Who's starting? Commissioner Wagner.
Well, I wanted to mention that Adam Schiff had sponsored hosted an arts exhibit and forum at the Huntington Library for students. I unfortunately missed it as I was working on my garage polling place for Tuesday. But this Saturday is at 7 o'clock at Glendale High is the middle school honors band and orchestra concert. So I'd encourage you to come and encourage anyone interested in other school programs to check the Glendale Unified School District website, GUSD.net, and pick your school and see what's happening.
It's this Saturday?
This Saturday at 7 o'clock.
At
Glendale High School, featuring all of the middle school honors orchestra and band members.
I would like to say that, you know, about our Glendale Unified, I came here to talk to GTV6 also to announce all of our events. Since we are going to all the different TV stations, why not to go to our own? I was so proud when I came here. I was telling everybody this room was filled. People were standing by the walls. They were Glendale Unified School District people, and I was so excited to see them all because they had the young students who participated in being part of the census. So they did their artwork to encourage that as kind of posters and flyers and etc. So we had our principals and our students here, and they took the whole, I think, arena for the first 15 minutes. So it was wonderful. So yeah, we do a lot of things in our district as well.
Any other comments? Commissioner Deaver?
I just wanted to mention that there are a couple of organizations nationally that are very focused on creating spaces for the arts. And I just want to make arts organizations that might have an interest in either expanding on their current spaces or creating additional spaces that have a strong impact on the community and the programs that they serve through the Ford Foundation, the National Ford Foundation, in conjunction with LINC, Leveraging Investments in Creativity, are sponsoring a new loan or a new grant program this spring and again in the fall. There's a couple months of time in there in which you can put in your request, and they will consider those and then go on to the potential granting cycle. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. And then also the National Endowment for the Arts, under their new leadership, is also taking a really strong stand on creating spaces and creative corridors and such nationally. And that's something also to visit their National Endowment for the Arts website, just to kind of keep tabs on the different funding sources and things that they are making available under the new leadership of Rocco Landsman.
What are the names once again?
The first one, the Ford Foundation, and LINC, L-I-N-C. If you go to the linknet.net, I believe is the website, and you can find out more information about their funding. Their funds come through Ford, but LINC is the organization that administers. And the other is the NEA, National Endowment for the Arts.
Have you shared this information with the City Council as they ponder the arts corridor, or with
that one, actually, that through the NEA is not yet been released. I think Rocco Landsman mentioned it during the hearings on Capitol Hill, but he has not released details of that. But yes, that I will be sure to do that. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Well, Lotus Festival again. Reminder, July 10th and 11th. Echo Park Lake. It's in Los Angeles. We'll try to find a place in Glendale to do it in the future. So please put that in your calendars.
Kim?
I mentioned actually one more thing on a little bit more local note. I attended a production, not in Glendale, unfortunately, but it was the Black Dahlia Theater over on Pico, and they have extended a production twice now. It's a 99-seat theater, Equity House, with an outstanding performance and an outstanding production, and a playwright that's local to the Los Angeles area, I believe, that wrote that. It's a new world premiere. And they're extending, I think, through this coming weekend, the 18th at this point. But it's certainly worth checking out, and I certainly hope that we'll have more of those types of opportunities in the city of Glendale for 99-seat theater houses in the future. But right now, that's a really great one if you're looking for something to do over the weekend.
There is a play currently?
Yeah, it's at the Black Dahlia Theater. It's called Forgiveness. It's on. You can look them up on the web, but it's on Pico Avenue.
Mm-hmm. I believe there's also a play current. I don't think it's called The Life and Times of Einstein, but it's at Theater West, just over on Cahuenga, which is written, as I understand it, by one of our teachers. So I need to find out more, and directed, or the theater, the executive director of the theater is the husband of one of our teachers at College View. So we have folks out there.
If you find that, could you
Theater
email
West,
it?
yes,
definitely
I'll
let us
forward.
know about that. Okay, I guess I'm last. Well,
My computer, get it fixed. Otherwise, I'm doing everything on my little. Not very good.
well, the only thing I have to comment on is that actually I made a mention to several. Actually, I think I mentioned to Mr. Grant that I'm doing several piano competitions actually this weekend. So.
Also?
Yeah, exactly. So it's absolute lunacy for me to even think about conducting a concert on Monday. But yeah, I'm doing several piano competitions, and we'll see how things go. I'm starting to focus back onto what I do best, and that's make music. So I'm glad about that instead of sitting here making business decisions. Not always fun. But yeah, that's about it. And please do come again to the two Mans and Humanity to Man events on Monday, April 19th. Opening reception at 6:30. Program starts at 7 p.m. to 9. The next event is the evening of discussion, and the subheading is Modern Day Slavery on Thursday, April 22nd. Program again starts at 7, ends at 9, approximately at 9 o'clock. Both events will be at the Glendale Public Library Auditorium. The address there is 222 East Harvard in Glendale. And it's free, yes. All events that whole week are going to be free of charge.
And come to all of them.
Yes,
also,
of course.
Also, those who want the historical events discussed, come on Saturday. Make sure the Monday and Thursday we already talked about. Those who want to see how kids do and how our district puts together a wonderful program, you can come on Wednesday to the Glendale High School auditorium. And to see how the city honors this community, you can come on Friday to see what a phenomenal program they have put together.
At the Alex Theater.
At that.
Yes, Commissioner.
I just wanted to remind our audience that although there is no charge for the Friday evening program at the Alex, tickets will be available at the Alex.
Excellent.
At the box office on April 19th. So it's important to get a ticket.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Wagner. That's major because, they don't want the people who really want to come there, and then they would say there's no seats for you, or the doors are closed, or you cannot get in. That's why, please, they are free, but you need to get the tickets so they would know how many people are participating, and you would, for sure, when you come, you would have a seat to sit and enjoy the program. So make sure you get the thing from I think, Zizette Mullins. She gives away the tickets.
Or the Alex box office.
Oh, the Alex box office. Very good. Thank you. That's major. That's I got too emotional about the whole event that I forgot about the part how these people are going to come there and not have a seat. Because we have had years that several thousand people came. And, well, there's a capacity for the Alex Theater, and then the rest, they felt very sort of unwelcomed, which we don't want that to happen.
And just to make sure, it's Glendale Central Library.
Right.
Glendale Library.
No, I did say Glendale Central Library.
Okay.
It's ingrained in my head. I mean, I have the address memorized too, because when we have rehearsals there, I have to, text message everyone or email. So.
We live in a wonderful city on this.
the city is good for pulling things together, and somehow they all fit. It's a wonderful thing. Anyway, with that, any further comments? Okay.
See you all
Next
from
item.
Sunday till Friday.
We still have one item left, Commissioner Darrell Vanessian.
What's that? Oh, sorry.
Item 7, written communications.
All right. Now we can now to the next item, adjournment.
Adjournment.
Okay. All right.
You
With
like
that,
that one.
we are adjourned.